Look at there.
What's that?
I said, oh, look at there.
Look at there. We started right now.
I guess we started.
Right now. Oh, wait. No, 2 seconds.
30 seconds. 34 seconds. 35 seconds.
All right, smart
You want me to count out? You want me to count up? Count down?
So we had our guest cancel on us.
Yeah, kind of a last minute thing, and that's
Yeah, she didn't contact me.
that's really not cool.
Didn't contact me till after. What did I say? It was 8:30.
You know, it was like 8:20, 8:30, something like that. And then you sent me a message when I was already in bed.
Did I say it was 8:30?
You know, it was like 8:20, 8:30, something like that. And then you sent me a message. What the heck was that?
I don't know. I was opening up the other window. Sorry, I couldn't see the view.
I tell you, some days.
So anyway, so our guest canceled on us. So we didn't want to disappoint. So we decided to have a show anyways.
Yeah, kind of okay to have a show anyways.
Well, it's if you cancel on us, at least give us more than 24-hour notice.
Yeah, I agree.
So
it would be nice to.
It's not easy finding guests.
To know.
We're getting so close to Halloween. A lot of our paranormal guests would be busy doing something.
Mm-hmm.
Most of them are. We can see that. So it kind of sucks. I mean, we asked somebody to come on and sit there and promote their event because they had an event to promote. Okay. And it was going to be the first annual of that event here in Wisconsin. So we were going to help them by promoting it, but they didn't want to show up to promote it. But I mean, at least give us 24 hours notice. I mean, any guest that's canceled on us before with good reason gave us 24-hour notice, pretty much.
Unfortunately, yes. But
hello from haunted Scotland. We're not alone. No, we're not alone. No, we're not.
Definitely.
So,
Robbie.
I got a couple of things to share since we got no guests, nothing to really talk about because it wasn't even enough time to prepare something. But because we've done this, I keep saving some of these Facebook articles. And I saw this one. And I'm going to share it. Hopefully it's not all a video because I don't want to see the video. But here we go.
What do you got going here?
It's rocker Sammy Hagar. Sammy
Hagar
talks about his alien abduction. And this was posted on this website on the 22nd of this month, which was this morning.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
11:52 a.m. Pacific.
Okay, it says Mystery Wire. Rocker Sammy Hagar met with the media yesterday in Las Vegas during a promotional stop for his new residency at the Strat later this fall. Sammy Hagar and friends will feature Hagar performing with a rotating circle of other musicians. Hagar opened up about his alien abduction he says took place in almost 60 years ago. Hagar is currently 73 years old.
So he was a kid. He was 13.
So, yeah, he's like almost 60 years ago. He was like 13 or 14 when that happened. Interesting. Shortly before a rooftop performance on the Las Vegas Strip, Hagar took time to talk with J.C. Fernandez, one of the hosts of Las Vegas Now on KLAS TV.
Yeah, it goes quite a bit. But it's an interesting article.
Yeah, it is interesting.
One of the
They hear to be opening up now about it and not, you know.
well, think about it. All right, you and I are both in our 50s. Okay.
You may be, but I'm
Oh,
not.
fuck you.
I'm still 30.
50 years ago, it was 1970, 60, 70 something, right? Late 60s, 70 something. 60 years ago,
50 years ago would have been 71.
right. So 50 years ago was 71. God, I'm old.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
60
but
years ago would have been 1961.
right. So think about talking about that subject back then, what that would be like. Would you say something if you were a kid in 1961? They would have locked you up, thrown away the
Yeah,
key,
possibly.
fitted you for a straitjacket, which, by the way, I found out is still on hold. You're lucky.
Well, it's been on hold for a couple of years now. What the hell?
I know. I mean, you just can't trust any of these shipping companies to get the product in. Yeah, exactly. You'd be locked up in a loony bin. Exactly. So, I mean, I don't
They'd
know
have
what's coming
a
out.
nice private padded cell for us. Mm, So, but yeah, I agree. You would be locked up.
And nowadays it's getting more and more accepted, yeah, more and more accepted to talk about it anywhere. I mean, you got paranormal conferences, you've got all kinds of TV shows, um, you know,
Mm-hmm.
um, you
Ancient
know,
Aliens. I think Ancient Aliens and some of the Discovery Channel shows have really gotten people to be more open and open minded about um, all this alien talk and stuff.
I think that helped,
I think it helped a lot, actually.
but it's just too bad that that a lot of it is edited for ratings. I guess
Yeah.
that's the most polite way to put it. I can't think of a
No, it.
to
I agree. A lot of it is edited for ratings, and that's a sad thing because when you when you exaggerate a story or you hyperinflate a story or an incident, then you're taking away from it actually instead of adding to it because what you're doing is you're making it more dramatic than it needs to be. Um, for people like me and Joe, we try to find the truth behind whatever there is there. Uh, you know, like our investigations that we've been on. Our very first one, by the way, when we went up to Sanatorium Hill, um, I found a video on YouTube where these people were up there filming at night, and they were talking about this video that they took where there was this apparition that walked between the building and the trash cans, and it's like that wasn't an apparition; that was an
started
actual
walking
person.
down the hill.
So our I was bound and determined to try and debunk it, which I think I actually did
Yeah, we did a pretty good job debunking it.
because they were claiming that the person like disappeared off the film whenever they got past the trash cans, but in the position the trash cans were in, it was kind of a hill. Where they were walking was more of a hill
They were
behind the trash cans. So when they had actually didn't emerge from the other side of the trash cans and was kind of gone, basically what they did is they walked through and then probably went down the hill.
down the hill more.
Yeah.
You know, um, Yeah, that was a good
Yeah.
but I don't think those people knew the area very well either because whoever made that video, they sure really didn't know what they were doing. I mean, anybody would know that area or grew up in that area or lived in that area for any short period of time would know that people constantly walk across there, is a shortcut to get down to the only store open up late at night. That's open, which was back then it was a PDQ or open pantry.
Now, yeah, I'm gonna make a mention on something here that Robbie just put up. The fact that he's saying some less and some more advanced than us here. The thing is, if you think about it, um, I believe we in the position we are in the universe or in our galaxy, um, we would be considered a younger species. Because if I'm not mistaken, I may be, but I'm pretty sure I'm positive about this. The closer you get to the center of our galaxy, the older the planets and stars are. So if you've got, say, you've got, and our galaxy itself is over 100 light years, or sorry, I think it's a million light years across. I think that's what I've read, something like that. So it's 500,000 just to get to the center.
All right, I got a good
Well,
story here.
yeah, multiverses I believe in too because you know there's actually some evidence that there's possibly multiverses out there.
Now this
But
story, I
go
found
ahead, Joe.
I found a story in the Badger Herald. Okay, it's a Wisconsin, a local. Actually, it's more of a local Dane County, Madison area, more campus type
Okay.
paper. Okay, it's one of those little local things. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
all right. Now I'm going to bring up the article and show you the picture. All right. Now this was put out April 1st, 2021, and it wasn't an April Fool's Day joke. Okay, because you and I both know the history of this place. But it's been cited again in Loch Ness Monster in Lake Mendota. Now, here's the thing.
Thank you, Robbie.
Um, it, they say that the investigation reveals creature possesses unprecedented and ungodly speed. Okay. Then it goes down here. Late Wednesday night, multiple individuals reported sighting. Now, multiple individuals reported sighting a strange creature
Akin to
akin to
Scottish
the
folklore's
Scottish
Loch Ness
folklore's
monster.
Loch Ness Monster in Lake Mendota between 11 p.m. and midnight, the Madison Police Department reported. They received a call about a dark serpentine creature emitting a strange melancholy noises off the western shore of Lake Mendota, about 250 feet from Picnic Point.
Yeah. But see, we never did get to Picnic Point. We got to a certain part of the area, but
This picture isn't even anywhere close to
no,
Picnic Point.
that's not. That's not, and I don't think that picture would be from April anyway.
I'm not even sure.
That looks more like a January,
Yeah, and
February picture.
it also looks more like it could be Lake Monona and not Mendota.
Um, No, that's the university there.
You would know best. You delivered down there.
Actually, if I could see that red sign a little bit better there, I'd
Yeah,
be
I
able to
can't
tell you.
either. I can't
I'd
either.
be able to tell you exactly where that is. But that is not over on Mendota side. That's on Mendota, or not. It's on Mendota side, not Mendota side.
It's hard to tell because the picture is, you know. Anyway,
Robbie said that the Loch Ness monster's not far from him.
wow.
So you're up there. So you're up near the loch then, since you're in Scotland. I'd love to come over there and actually sit along that shore for an entire day with cameras rolling in all directions
Yeah,
to see if we could find something.
I don't know if I could do that. You know what I did try to
I
do
could.
once? You know what I did try to do once? Wow, that ain't bad. We've driven about that or more,
I've driven further than that
just
to do
for
things.
yeah. Iowa was like 6 hours.
Yep.
Um. Anyway, um, I sat one day. I was like really bored, and there wasn't shit on TV. It was one of those days where nothing was on TV, and this was before Netflix. Okay, before all the streaming services were out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Um, so I sat there and, the internet was out and all that. So, and I decided to look up live webcams and I found um, the official one for Loch Ness that they've got up there for like some kind of, I don't know, there's like 4 or 5 or 6 cameras up there that you can watch. Man, I almost fell asleep sitting there, you know, almost head pounded my keyboard. Boom. I mean, I caught myself before I hit it, but I got close. Drool all over it,
Uh,
man. It was bad. I got so bored.
well, that's the thing. It's a live camera that you're not sitting at. You're sitting in front of a monitor watching it. Myself personally, I would be there. I'd have like 3 or 4 cameras set up on tripods so it covers all the whole area that I would be
Yeah,
watching.
that way that way you could at least see stuff the camera can't see possibly or won't pick
Right.
up the way
And then
because you
have a camera right next to me that I could
you get
grab
there and
quickly
go
if I
like this,
did see
look
something.
all around and hear everything that's going on at the same time. You get go like
Exactly.
this. Okay. That's a different
Exactly.
story. But doing that in Scotland, I mean, I heard it's cold there, man.
Well, it
Yeah, I
depends
don't
on what time of the year.
yeah, well, I think it's all times of year.
No, it's not cold
Aren't
in
they close
Scotland
to the North?
all times of the year. Help me out here, Robbie. Tell him.
I don't know. I don't travel too well. Yeah, that I do know. I've seen a lot of documentaries on Loch
Yep.
Ness.
Yep.
I mean, yeah,
Isn't there supposed to
easy
be
to hide
a
in there.
channel that goes out to the ocean from Loch or not? Or is that something that I just
Oh,
heard?
there could even be underground caves.
I don't know. There's been an extensive amount of research done there because of the different sightings.
What's
Okay,
that?
they do the Celsius and we do the Fahrenheit. I'm not
Oh,
exactly sure
I'm not
what
sure how you
25
compare.
Celsius is
I don't
compared
have
to
a converter.
Fahrenheit.
Should we learn something new? It's part of the North Sea.
So yeah, it does have a channel that goes out to the sea.
Okay, we're gonna learn something new. We're gonna learn something new here.
Of course, we're going to learn something new. We're talking to a gentleman that's in Scotland. Come on. I love talking to new people. But yeah, I mean,
Oh man.
I've heard that some people claim that that the monster itself is possibly
Well, yeah.
another sea creature that comes in from the sea, like a whale or a dolphin or something that people mistake as a different type of creature. But yet
Bad.
there are some really good pictures of it. Oh, so hottest on
I said
record,
that. I was just gonna say
77
that.
degrees.
He took my fun away from me, but I looked it up. Yeah,
Whatever.
I was like, that's why I was saying that ain't too bad, It's 77 degrees, nice, comfortable, you know.
Dude, I want to move to Scotland. I
But
need
that
a
was
spot.
their
I need
hottest
a
year.
sponsor now.
This year was hottest on record, average at 20. That's seven. Here it gets.
That's 77 degrees. How about humidity? You guys get humidity over there? I'm telling you, man. I would love to be in a climate to where it's just where
We are the ghost capital of the world.
we would have fun. I would have a lot of fun.
I could make a comment on that, but but I don't wanna. I don't want to insult anybody.
Whatever.
Well, I mean, think about it. Okay, don't take any offense to this,
Humidity
Robbie,
can be
but
murder, no
I,
fresh air.
you know, don't take any offense to this, but look at the guy like Sheamus, the wrestler. I mean, I can understand why they're the ghost capital of the world if nobody's got no color to their skin and they all look that way.
Oh my god. Uh, You're one to talk. You look like you haven't seen the sun since you were born.
I'm a vampire. I told you,
Whatever.
I'm gonna live for fucking ever. I'm a
Whatever.
vampire. 5,000 years of
5,000 years of
spirit.
spirits. Hey, they've got some of the best history over there, man. They got some of the longest history of uh for
Yeah, I understand
for
that.
stuff like that.
I mean, but it seems like most people only think of the Loch Ness monster, though, outside of, you know,
I love it. Oh, that's the kind of I think that's the kind of climate over there I would love because even with the cooler temperatures like that with humidity, that ain't nothing compared to what we have here.
but see,
I mean, there are times we get up in the 90s with a freaking 80 some odd% humidity, and it's like you can't even walk outside without breaking a sweat. You step out the front door and wiggle your little finger, and you're pouring in sweat.
I don't know much about their history, but I do know that, back in the days because of, the Braveheart movie and stuff, they fought with swords. So those got to
Again,
be some bloody battles.
hang on. Again, you're talking Hollywood.
Yeah, I know.
Hollywood
Yeah,
Heights.
I don't know history, but still, they did fight with swords back then.
Well, they always did.
You know, yeah,
Over
that would
400
be cool.
haunted castles,
Now, see,
20
that
of
would be
which
cool.
with 30-minute drive from my house.
20 of which,
20 of which are 30 minutes away from where he lives.
wow, 20 out of 400.
That is freaking cool as hell.
Yeah. My Aunt Barb's been to a few of those. She used to love touring the castles. She'd take time off and she'd go somewhere every year and tour a castle or two.
I would absolutely love to go over there. I have
Spend time with some castles.
in my family history, my dad's cousin did a genealogy thing, and he did an extensive search. I'm more German than anything, but this is how this goes. On my on my dad's side of the family, we have a Scotsman from the Highlands that came down into the English countryside, and he got in good with the king at the time. He became the tax collector for the king. The king, he did such a good job for the king. King granted him like 100,000 acres and gave him a dukeship. So this distant relative of mine, actually, because of what he did for the king, became a duke. And he wasn't even an Englishman, he was a Scotsman. So I have Scottish heritage in my blood, but I am more German than anything because of the fact that my grandfather was half German and his wife, my grandmother, was full blooded German. History was violent. Last biggest battle was
And that's why
Culloden Moor,
spirits
1746.
haunted.
2,000 killed and 45. Holy crap.
Yeah. Those battles in Europe, even Hollywood, even though they exaggerated and stuff like that, some of it's based on some truths.
Well, no, I'm not saying it's not, but they
You know,
do they
those
do
have
tend to
been some of those
exaggerate.
bloodiest battles ever with all those swords and
Well, that
knives.
was the thing. That was one of the main problems.
And then having medical
I believe that
knowledge
the
and
English
technology that we do today.
I believe that the Englishmen were trying to oppress the Scots. They didn't, you know. It's almost like what the white privileged idiots here think about the black man in our country or the man of color in our country.
Native Americans.
Well,
Look how they got
the
treated.
original settlers, they pretty much. Thanks, Robbie. Yeah, that's bullshit that they still oppress you guys. They need a foot up their ass.
Miss Royal bitches back, by the way. Be prepared.
Oh, why is she there?
Barking
Take
outside.
take your puppy and put her out.
She just came in.
but but yeah, like I was saying, it's like what white privileged idiots over here think of the man of color or the woman of color. And then that's what we do here. They try to oppress.
Yeah.
At least there are a few of us that actually recognize it and don't accept it for what they want it to be. But yeah, that's bullshit, man. I'm sorry to hear that, Robbie. That is crap.
So anyway, I don't mean to change the subject, but it is a sad subject and one of those ones that gets you depressed.
Yep.
I found this other article, and I didn't know this, living here all my life, that there is such a thing.
Ugh. Really?
Yep. At the Wisconsin
Amityville horror props were
the
sold in
iconic
a
haunted
state.
house in the 2005 film.
In a state sold.
It's only got the history because it's not haunted as far as I know. But this house was where they filmed the 2005 Amityville Horror remake at.
Huh. Interesting. It's a nice looking house.
Isn't that just gorgeous? Yard.
It's got a lot of antiques in it.
And this is up in where was it? Did it say?
I don't know. You scroll through.
In Salem. Victorian Lake House in Salem. Salem, Wisconsin.
Huh.
This, and the Kenosha News did the story on this. It's known as the Oakwood Manor. 3,548 square feet.
Oh, that's
Queen Anne built circa 1880. 6
nice.
bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, original wood staircase, a wraparound porch, a 1-lane bowling alley, and a separate building on the property. 500 feet of lakefront property on Silver Lake, and a boathouse and gazebo overlooking the lake.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
I tried past Silver Lake.
Anyway,
There's the house as it's seen in the Amityville Horror 2005.
they must have put some sort of weird looking front on it, or
Yeah, they had to have.
they CGI'd it.
Yeah, I think they CGI'd
No,
it.
Did you see what Robbie said here? He said we should come to Scotland and investigate some of their best haunted sites. The Edinburgh Vaults. Vaults is one of the creepiest places you can visit.
Yeah. I'm not too sure.
I would have fun. I don't spook easy. It takes a bit to spook me.
Fun, but
that sounds like it'd be a really big blast to go there and do that.
it'd take a lot of money.
No, not necessarily.
You know, one place that I'd like to investigate, if I could travel anywhere over in that region, okay, that region, Europe, whatever, I'd want to go to like the one where Dracula's castle is at. Yeah.
Yeah, but see, my problem, Robbie, if I came over there and went into that place, yeah, I would feel the presence there, and I would invoke it. I would actually challenge it.
That's not a good thing. That's why I wouldn't want to travel with you.
Well, I want if I go into places like that, I want something to happen. I want to know. I want to know it's there. I don't want to just take a chance of it being there or not. That's why I got targeted when we went when we went over to Iowa at that school. Whatever was in that boiler room that I knew was there because I could feel its presence, I provoked it. And then I had 5 pieces of equipment subsequently fail on me.
Serves you right. That's really provoking it.
Oh well.
So anyway, let's get back to another subject here quick.
What subject would that be, Joe?
My train just derailed. Never mind. I hate it when that happens. It's your fault. It's always your fault.
Whatever.
So you gonna go Friday?
I don't know about Friday, but I'll actually go on Sunday. Or not Sunday, I mean Saturday.
I was gonna say I didn't expect you to
go. I meant Saturday. Excuse me.
Oh. All right. Well, anyway, that's a good one. I want to go see. I'm actually going to see a concert. a local band Friday. I don't even know what that is, what that brewery is that party's at, but that's where I'm gonna go. Did you hear the peanut gallery?
No.
Guess you didn't say it loud enough.
Aucklandia!
Did you get that?
No, because it's garbled when it came through.
I don't know. Anyway, but it's some brewery, and we're gonna check out Shaker's Bar along the way. Do kind of a yeah, you ain't gonna get a chance to do that one. Sorry.
Get a chance to do what one?
Alcatraz prison. It's on his bucket list.
Oh,
It's pretty much off limits now to anybody.
yeah, the island's sinking.
Yeah.
And last I heard, they shut it down.
Yeah, they've only got like 1 or 2 people on there that can evacuate easily, that are just monitoring the island.
Yeah.
Okay, peanut gallery.
That's what I just said. I believe it's because
Yeah,
it's sinking.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been kind of cool. So, speaking of Alcatraz, do you think those 3 people ever survived?
I don't know, man. They did research on that too. The current's pretty bad in the bay, and there's a lot of sharks in the bay. So, I mean, if they drowned and went to the bottom, they're not going to find anything because those sharks will eat them.
No, yeah, after that, and then the bones would just be at the bottom.
No, actually, the bones would get taken out with the current out into the open ocean.
Oh, whatever. Either way, doesn't matter.
No, there's a real heavy current in that bay.
So you don't think any of them survived?
I don't know if they did or not. But it would be interesting to find out if it was possible.
Well, there's been a lot of theories. I mean, I thought maybe you had, after watching some of these documentaries, if maybe you have or not.
I don't know.
If you had any thoughts, if any one of them possibly survived or not. I think, yeah, I'm with Robbie. I think they did. So I think somehow they survived. And that wouldn't be too far-fetched either, because the government here sure does like to cover up stuff.
Yeah, the government loves covering up shit here.
Especially paranormal stuff. Look at Area 51. You still can't get close to that, and it's supposed to be abandoned.
Well, supposedly Area 51 is where they test top secret aircraft and stuff.
Mm-hmm. You buy
No.
Did you buy anything they say? Yeah.
No.
Yeah, it was a weather balloon. No, I don't think so.
Well, you do realize, and I've said this before, that wasn't the only ship on in 1945.
Probably not.
And no, there was 3 ships that were crashed, and it was our military that wound up making them crash because they were testing a new microwave type weapon, and not a radar like they claimed.
And
two of the ships that crashed, they had a fairly decent controlled crash. The one that hit the ranchers, the farmers or ranchers ranch out there, that one is the one that hit hard, and it actually created kind of a ravine, and it tore up.
Oh, yeah,
that tore up pretty good.
It's all reverse engineer. Otherwise, computers wouldn't be so fast and so far I don't think we would have gotten the computer so quickly and so far advanced so quickly. You know, I mean, Silicon Valley ain't that far away. You know,
Well, that's where that's where fiber optics came from. That's where
that's
our
all that
our
engineering,
cell phones came from. That's where
your cell phones, everything
our
that came out
computers
of
came from.
basically anything and everything that came out of uh, Silicon Valley. You know,
Interesting. I didn't know that Roddenberry was a pilot. Was a test pilot out there at Area 51.
wow.
I'm gonna have to check that out and look that up and see that and read the story on that.
Wow.
Because Gene Roddenberry, he was a very smart man when the way he wrote the Star Trek um, novels and stuff. And see, that's the kind of society that this planet needs. We need a society where everybody is assigned a job and their basic living needs are taken care of. You know, your entertainment whenever you get home, your food that you want to eat, your drink you want to drink, your transportation to and from work, and you should be allowed to. So whatever you do is a betterment of mankind rather than a betterment of your pocketbook. And I think if we had a society like that, we wouldn't have the problems we got right now.
You know what I think I want to do now? I'm gonna go on a search. You know,
A search. I
I,
want to find. I want to find a portal.
you got talking. No, 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 no.
I want to find a portal to another universe.
This is kind of like because this guy brought up Star Trek here. You know, this is kind of like a search for some nostalgia. Okay, okay, and I don't want to go on the internet search. I want to because we're not going to find it on the internet because what I'm looking for is an antique toy. Okay, we're going to go on a search. I'm going to stop by antique shops when we go out traveling. Go on search, look for it's an old model. Um, and it had the original tricorder, the original hand phaser, and the communicator, and you could put them all together. And it was not a snap together model, and it was
No,
made by one of the famous ones back then.
well,
Famous,
you had Rebel and Mattel back then,
right? I think it was a Revell one.
or Revell. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, it could have been.
I had that. I put that together. I used to put together a lot of models. You know, we were at Wally World the other day. They had some pretty cool ones. You know,
Oh, they
boy,
got a big display here at the Walmart
yeah,
in Jefferson.
yeah. They had a big display in the middle. It was in the middle of the toy aisles. You know,
Mm-hmm.
big display of a bunch of different models. They had some cool ones on there too. But
I don't know. I'm a
I can
Trekkie,
put together. I haven't
and
put
I
together
also
a
like
plastic model since I was 20.
I also like Star Wars.
Yeah,
And then there's another series that I actually liked and watched, and that was Farscape.
I didn't watch that,
Oh, Farscape was good.
but I've seen all the different versions of Star Trek.
See, Robbie said he sold those in the 80s and 90s.
I think what's his name finally found his calling.
What's his name?
Uh, the guy Bakula. He played the Enterprise
Oh,
captain.
Scott Bakula.
He played on the Enterprise.
Yeah, he played Jonathan Archer.
Yeah.
That was.
But he does really good in that NCIS New Orleans, though. Give him props for that one.
I told you I was kind of a Trekkie.
Yeah, the guy from
Yeah,
Quantum Leap.
the guy from Quantum Leap. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. He was the Enterprise cat on the TV series Enterprise. He was the
Yeah,
captain.
and that was actually supposed to be the first Enterprise, the absolute first one. Yeah, but no, it there was another show that I actually loved watching, and I would not put it past it being actually having some sort of truth to it. And it started out as a movie, and then Showtime took the concept and turned it into a series. And this thing ran for 10 years.
I don't know. I didn't even know what you're talking about.
Anyway, it started out as a movie. It had Kurt Russell in it, and he played as a military guy. It was called Stargate.
Hmm.
And then Showtime took it and ran with it as a series, and they did the first 2 years, the 2 seasons, as a series through Showtime, and then Showtime sold it to Sci-Fi Channel. The Sci-Fi Channel ran it for another 8 years, and that was one of the things that bothered me about the Sci-Fi Channel, because they called it a sci-fi original, and it was not an original from Sci-Fi. It started as a Showtime series. Yep, Stargate is the movie, and SG-1 was the spinoff. And that actually the SG-1 actually spun off two other series too that were really good. One of them was Stargate Atlantis, which was really good. I liked that one. And then the other one was Stargate Universe. And I heard they were talking about possibly bringing Stargate Universe back because it only went 2 seasons.
Yeah, my brother was a big fan of those.
Oh, I loved them, man. And I honestly, like I said, I would not doubt that the technology is there and that our government it has a secret.
Wasn't Peter DeLuise in one of those?
Three of the Deloise boys were in there. All three of them were. You had Peter, um, Michael, and
I don't know what the other one is.
you're gonna make me think. But yeah, Pete was in there playing Samantha Carter's.
Because the two that you named there were from 21 Jump Street. So
Yeah, and they were also in a show called uh, DSV, Deep Sea Vehicle, or something. It was like a submarine that traveled throughout the world.
yeah, I don't remember what that was called.
I can't remember what it was called either. Yeah, I know Stargates are a theoretical possibility, and I would not doubt that our government has somehow, came across the technology. Was he the one that played the doctor? The the jackass doctor, the one that took over everything. He
Yeah,
plays. I've seen him in other stuff too. He plays a good. He plays a good asshole. Yeah, I see that. What is that?
it's right here in Wisconsin, believe it or
What,
not.
is that Wisconsin Stonehenge?
What it almost looks like, doesn't it? It almost looks that way. Yeah, but some of them look kind of unique and weird. That one almost looks like there's a face in it.
It does look like it's carved that way.
There's like an aerial view of it.
Hmm. Stone circles. Those are like the ones on the English countrysides.
And this is a hut. And there's the inside of it.
That's modernized.
No, those are like glass gems that were found all over or whatever.
Yeah, I know you guys do. There's a lot of stone circles in Scotland. There's a lot of them in England too.
We have to check into this place.
Yeah, we could probably check it out. It'd be cool to go film there. Walk the grounds at night.
Stone in Wisconsin.
Fountain City. It's in Fountain City.
What a name for the city, huh?
But yeah, I've always been interested in stuff like that because Stonehenge, for instance, is a very old structure. I believe it actually, myself personally, have the belief that if they did the proper dating on it, it would predate the pyramids. And then they've also discovered the Sphinx is older than the pyramids, and this is something that a lot of people don't know about the Sphinx. By the way, before the the Egyptian government shut down the investigations, that's possible. That is possible, Robbie. But before the Egyptian government shut down the investigations, when they were actually doing investigating the Sphinx itself, they were doing ground penetrating radar or the you know doing the stuff like that. They discovered there are chambers under the Sphinx, and once they discovered that, the Egyptian government put a stop to all the little investigations and stuff and that they were doing, and they kind of hid that from the public. They tried to cover it up, just like our government would cover up aliens and everything else. That's why we have and it's not just the United States that has this, but there's key countries that are part of the United Nations that have a fleet of interstellar ships that are actually in a stationary orbit, and I believe they're not that they're under that they're over the Antarctica, and yeah, we've been to Alpha Centauri. That's that. I mean, there's no other way that you're going to be able to say we haven't whenever NASA has such great detailed depictions of Alpha Centauri.
I got a question for you,
Hmm.
Mark. Let's see how smart you are. Okay. Can't
Yeah,
look
I've
this up,
I've heard about that too, Robbie.
Mark.
The Egyptian pyramids, the Indian pyramids, and the South American, which were the Incan pyramids. Yes, Joe.
I want to see how smart you are.
Okay.
You can't look this up. Take your best guess. Where did Sputnik crash?
Sputnik crashed somewhere here in the northern tier of the United States, if I remember correctly.
Can you narrow it down? Time's a ticking.
I think it was closer to the Upper Peninsula.
It didn't crash. Well, according to this,
Sputnik did crash.
according to this, what I'm looking at, it crashed in Manitowoc, Wisconsin.
Hmm.
and they have a marker to mark the spot it crashed in. Burnt up in the atmosphere. Yeah, all that was left here.
Maybe.
Yep.
I'm sure there was. I'm sure there was a little bit of it left.
Very little. That was all that. That's all that they found. And see, it made a dent in the road right there.
Oh, okay.
But that's the piece. That's the piece that's in the museum there that crashed. It was a glowing blob.
Yep. So, what do you think, Robbie? You think that key countries of the United Nations has the fleet of interstellar ships?
Oh my God. I can't believe this.
Code name Solar Warden, by the way. Yes, Joe.
This is our next door neighbor here. This is over
Spam.
in Minnesota. It's a spam museum.
Yeah, I know. Do you realize that
A flying pig.
oh, that's not too far from now, by the way, Robbie. This planet's pretty close to going to shit already. And if they want to take off and leave it to the rest of us that actually give a shit, more power to them. And I think if they was to and let us do what we want to do, we'd actually fix the problems we got. We can get rid of the super rich and let them go live somewhere else on a different planet. They can go to Alpha Centauri.
I ain't making any comments on that.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they're not going to be able to go very far if they don't have the right technology anyway, because the furthest they're going to get is possibly the moon.
They should be spending their billions on trying to solve some of the problems around here. That
They should be spending their billions on solving our energy problems that we have so we can get the hell off of fossil fuels and quit putting carbon in the atmosphere, making this planet warmer than it needs to be.
Instead of taking from everybody, they should learn to give back some. Fix some of the
I
problems
agree.
that the big corporations started, with all the pollution and God knows what, corrupt things that they've done, No,
Yep.
you gotta find more tax write-offs, bigger toys, more expensive, more ways to get into the media and the news for free, Don't get me started.
Don't go there.
No.
We gave that up years ago.
Yeah. We got
because we were making too many people mad.
Yeah, we don't want to do that. Not a good idea. Yep. I agree. I agree.
I do agree with that too.
So anyway,
I like us a like-minded individual.
Yeah. Well, we've been on about an hour.
I know.
I got things.
And Robbie, if you haven't become a friend of the shows, do it. You probably like all of our stuff. So anyway, yeah, I guess we're done. It's been an hour now.
Yeah, I don't want to.
We try to keep it to an hour.
They don't get too flagged for going, making them work too hard at Facebook. Yep.
Yeah, true. Very true.
All right. So until next time.
And Robbie, thanks
No.
thanks for being here and
Yeah,
chatting with us, man.
next Friday
Appreciated.
or this Friday. This Friday, no show. Unless Mark wants to decide to fly solo.
I don't know. We'll see.
I'm going down to the first day of the Milwaukee Paranormal Conference.
Yeah, I
Which
don't know if I'm gonna make it down there
down
that
at
day.
the bottom, so you can register if you haven't. I don't know if there's still time to or not, but for all the information of everything that's going on and a good map to find your way around the college, there it is. And then Saturday you're going, and we're going
Yeah,
to.
we'll both be going back down on Saturday.
Friday's just a party before the Saturday conference thing. We might have to, I don't know. And then we have Chris Garcia as our guest next Wednesday. So we know he won't cancel. So till then, stay safe. Remember, anything's possible.